So look what Muhammad he did. Muhammad is just a pagan person who follow what the pagan before him practiced. He got from everything something. The pagan before him, they used to practice what it's called as Safa and al Merva. And we explained to you before what is as Safa and al Merva is. As Safa and al Merva is a pagan practice where there was a status of a male man and female women. Supposedly those male and female, they have sex inside the Kaaba. And they made, or some stories they say that Allah he made them rocks. And the Arab they used to visit between them doing rituals of Hajj. So the Muslims in the beginning of Islam, they thought Muhammad he will not practice the rituals of the pagans before them, because he told them that we are not pagans. And he was not praying to the Kaaba. Remember, Muhammad wasn't, for a certain time he forgot about the Kaaba. The hypocrite, at that time he was praying toward Jerusalem. Why? Because he was trying to convince the Jews that he's a prophet from the same God. But when the Jews and the Christians, or what they call Nasara, they did not accept him, at the end of the day he came back to his pagan roots. So الصفا والمروة من شعائر الله فمن حج البيت واعتمر فلا جناح عليه. What is الصفا and al-Marwa? This is a chapter 2, verse number 158. If you go to the interpretation, and this is the official government of the Kingdom of Jordan. This is not our website. You will see that this is about a pagan practice, and even the Muslims, they hated to do it. They don't want to do it. I mean, why want to do it? This is pagan supposedly. If you go to the book of Asbab al-Nuzul, you will find this. It says, this verse was revealed about the helpers. They used to, the helpers is a group of people who join Islam. They used to make a Hajj to the mount, which is a Safa and Merwa, okay, and also used to avoid. They used to go to this mountain, but they avoid to go to a Safa and Merwa. When Islam came, they asked Allah Messenger, Allah bless him and give him peace, about this, and Allah the Exalted revealed the verse. Okay, but this is not really not the whole story. The story is actually more than this. Read with me. Before Islam, they used to do Hajj to the mount, etc., and were forbidden from going between as-Safa and al-Marwa. But when they went to do Hajj with the Prophet, with the Messenger, Allah bless him, they mentioned that to him. The question, who is the one was forbidding them from doing that? Who is the one who's forbidding them? Why they are forbidden from doing that? It's the same man who forbid them is the same one who allowed them. Before, he was trying to isolate himself from those who do the Kaaba, and they pray in front of the Kaaba, and they kiss the black stone, and they do to the Safa and Marwa, which is a pagan practice. If you go down here, says Anas ibn Malik said, we dislike going between as-Safa and al-Marwa because they were the shrine of Quraysh in the pre-Islamic period. Okay, so they are what? They are the shrine of Quraysh in the pre-Islamic period. Muhammad now, in this stage, he have to approve what he disapproved before, because now the Kaaba became very important, He is not interested as before with Jerusalem. He is not praying to Jerusalem no more. And he is trying to convince the Arab to join his religion. And the Arab, they like Safa, and they like the Merva, and they like the Kaaba, and they like the black stone, and they like the moon god. So Muhammad, he have to continue he have to go back to his roots. Otherwise, he is rejected. He is losing. The Christian refuse him. The Jews refuse him. Okay, what he is going to be? He found that there's no place for him except going back to his roots. And then he started practicing again the rituals of the pagans of the Kaaba, because he's a false prophet. And this is why the verse says there is no sin in doing a Safa and al Merwa. What do you mean there is no sin? That's mean the Arab, they thought there is a sin in doing that. There is no sin. Why you are saying that? Read with me the translation. Behold, the Safa and the Merwa are among the symbol of Allah. Why? Why? Any Muslim want to tell us why? So if those who visit the house in the season, which means the time of the Hajj or other time, should compass them round, they have to go around them, they have to visit them. Your Hajj is not perfect, is not complete if you don't go and visit the Safa and Merwa. Why? What those things will do? I mean, why if I visit those places, why it's important to Allah? What does that mean? I mean, think about it, how stupid that is. What that will do for me, as if I am a Muslim, if I visit those two locations and I go between them, and I have to, by the way, you have to run when you go between them. You cannot just walk, you have to walk fast. There's a certain way you have to do it. It's not just walking. It's like jogging, you know. So you have to do it in a certain speed. You have to repeat certain words. And you have to reach to each of those little tiny hills where two idols were placed in the top of them. And they were idols of a man and a woman who supposedly they have sex together in the Kaaba. Look what it says here. This verse, and he said, go to Ibn Abbas and ask him. They were asking about As-Safa and Marwa. Okay. He said, there was on Al-Safa an idol in the form of a man called Isaf, and on Al-Marwa an idol in a form of a woman called Naila. What? And this is the symbolic of Allah? This is the symbolic of Allah. And look here where they continue. The people of the book claimed that those two had commit adultery in the Kaaba, and as punishment of Allah, He turned them into stones. I mean, look how stupid this story is. If those are two people who have sex in the Kaaba, why you make a status for them and you visit between them? I mean, it doesn't make sense. And why Allah He adopt such a thing?